Hi everyone, welcome back. Do you find yourself translating every word in your head before you speak? So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to break free from that habit and start thinking directly in English. And trust me, this is one of the most powerful ways to improve your fluency. So before we move on, let me tell you why thinking in English is important. So thinking in English helps you respond faster, feel more confident and sound more natural. And the good news, it's a skill anyone can build with just a few effective strategies. And I'm going to tell you 8 strategies today or steps. So let's start with step number 1. Step number 1 is start with simple words and phrases. Very simple. Let's start small. Begin by thinking in simple English words like the items around you. For example, as you walk through your house, name the objects in English like chair, window, phone. You don't need full sentences yet. Just get comfortable identifying those daily objects which are lying around you in English. Let me give you a very helpful tip for that as well. Try to make this a habit. Every time, and mind you, every time you see an object, name it in English. The goal here is to make English the default language in your mind for everyday things. So if this technique works, try to move on to step number 2. Now step number 2 is you need to describe your day in English. Again, it may sound difficult, but then it's very simple. Once you are used to thinking of single words, this step will be simpler for you. Move on to the sentences. Throughout the day, try describing what you're doing in simple sentences. For example, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making coffee, or I'm walking to the store. Anything that you do during the day, try to say that in your head in English. This might feel strange at first, I understand, but keep going. Keep going. It helps you form sentences quickly without translating, which is crucial for thinking in English. And once you have mastered this step, try to move on to the next step, which is step number 3. Now, strategy or step number 3 is practice with daily journaling. Now, journaling is like, a lot of people do that, but they do it in their mother tongue. Start keeping a simple English journal where you write about your day. And don't worry about complex sentences yet. Just focus on writing down your thoughts. You could write, today I went to work. I had lunch with a friend. I learned something new in my class. Don't worry about the complex sentences here. Try to start with simple sentences. Okay? Then, once you're done writing, read your journal. All the entries that you have written aloud. Now, this way, you reinforce both thinking and speaking in English. Sounds simple? Okay, now let's move on to our next strategy. Step number 4. Ask questions. Ask yourself questions in English. Okay, like begin asking yourself questions throughout the day. For example, once you are getting ready, what should I wear today? Or like I always ask myself, what do I want to eat? Answer these questions in English. Even if it's just in your head, it's okay. But ask those questions to yourself. Now, asking questions is a great way to engage your mind in thinking in English. Also, it will help you to practice form responses quickly. which ultimately will build conversational speed, and it will build your confidence as well. Now, once you have mastered this step as well, we'll move on to strategy number 5, which is step number 5. Think in English before bed. Now, very important, not just for thinking in English, but for your mental health as well. At night, as you're getting ready to sleep, recap your day in English. Okay, I know a lot of people do that, but they don't do it in English. So think about what you did, how you felt, what you planned for tomorrow. This not only reinforces thinking in English, but it will also help wind down your mind in a productive way. Trust me, it's going to help you a lot. But if you get stuck, keep it simple. With that step, see, step by step, you have to do all of these things together as well. Not just like once you're done with step number 5, leave step number 4. No. Next step is use English for your mental lists and plans. Okay. So whenever you plan something like a to-do list or a grocery list or even planning an event, try doing it entirely in English in your head. For example, when grocery shopping, think I need milk, I need eggs, I need bread, all of that. Try to make that list in English. Okay, this will make everyday tasks a part of your language practice. It's very important if you do that, to make that habit of thinking in English, because it will help you get comfortable thinking in English for longer periods. Okay, I hope all of these steps are clear. Let's move on to our step number 7. Now, step number 7 is visualize conversations in English. Imagine talking to someone in English. It could be a friend, a family member, or even a stranger. Think about how you would introduce yourself, answer questions, or ask for something in English. Now picture that particular conversation in your mind. I know it sounds strange, but it is a very helpful exercise which will help you to think in English in the future. You know why? Because visualization is a powerful technique for language learning, because it stimulates real life interactions and it will prepare you to speak spontaneously. Now comes the time for my favorite step number 8. I've been doing that for years. Step number 8 is challenge yourself with English media. Trust me, it's so much fun. Let me explain you how to do that. Watch English movies, watch English shows, or listen to podcasts, English podcasts. Now, as you watch, try to predict what the characters will say next. Okay, or think of how you would respond in that situation, and all of that you have to do in English. So much fun. Now this helps you to get used to English structure. It adds more natural phrases and expressions to your mental library. So to recap, start with simple words, describe your day, journal, ask yourself questions, think in English before bed, make lists in English, visualize conversation, and immerse yourself in English media. Now, these steps will gradually make English feel like your natural thought language. Always remember, learning to think in English won't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you will see progress. Start small, be patient, and soon enough, thinking in English will feel natural. If you found these steps helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and tell me in the comments, very important question, what's the biggest challenge you face when trying to think in English? If I'll be able to help, I would definitely do that. I will reply you with the answer, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.